Hey agents, it's Manny. Back again with another build video. In this video, I'll show you my daily DPS build. This is the build I run the most, especially when I'm being lazy. I want to make clear that this is not the highest DPS build I can put together, but it will compete and you'll be able to clear heroic content with ease, even with directives on. I'll break down the build, then show you a couple alternative builds you can also use this with. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you know when there's new videos. And if you're looking for someone to game with, you can find me and other players in the Militia Discord server. The link is in the description below. All right, guys, so here is the build. This is it right here. The main thing is the chest piece. This is what I'm going to talk about first. Mine is a Fenris chest piece with a 10% assault rifle damage. We got weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and I have a crit hit chance mod on it to get me that 60% crit hit cap. And what it is a spotter talent, amplifies total weapon and skill damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. All right, so this is really what we're working everything off. So let's go check out our weapons. Actually, let me talk about my specialization first. We're going with Technician. The reason we're going for Technician is because it comes with a linked laser pointer for our weapons. And you'll see that in here, which allows us, as soon as we point at someone, it spots them. It pulses them and they're spotted. So we will get the spotted damage. So now let's look at our first weapon is the classic M1A. So we got obviously the first two are rifle damage and crit hit damage. They're always there. I reroll my secondary attribute to damage out of cover. And then we're going with flatline, right? This works with spotter well because 50% to pulsed enemies. You get that once you get the link laser pointer, all right? Now for this weapon, our mods are going to be, we got the 12x scope on top, we got the extra 5 rounds, and then we'll have the link laser pointer on the underbarrel. Now remember, the classic M1A does not come with a muzzle brake, so we're losing out on some crit hit chance on that one. So if you wanted a little more crit hit chance, you could actually go with the M1A classic, M1A CQB. Because same deal though. Let's go look at it real quickly. Rifle damage, crit hit damage out of cover. This one does not have flatline. It's got boomerang. Boomerang's pretty good, but you might want to switch to flatline on this to get more consistent damage, because this only gives you this gives you a 40% increase on a crit. You probably should crit most of the time, but you know, if the bullets are, so it's a crit, it's 50% chance on a crit. So this is not always guaranteed, but the flatline is. So I would recommend going flatline. Once again, 12x scope, 5 rounds. This would be the link laser pointer. And as you can see here, you have a muzzle brake and you get a crit hit chance. So another 5% on this. All right, now for the main weapon I always use is my Police M4. Now, if you've seen my other videos, I'm actually more of a FAMAS guy, but the FAMAS does not have an underbarrel attachment. Link laser pointer does not work on the underbarrel attachment for the FAMAS. I don't know why, it just doesn't. Now for this, assault rifle damage, health damage, it comes with that, and we re-roll to, or get one that has damage out of cover on it. And then obviously we're going flatline once again, 15% amplifies damage to pulsed enemies. Bam, we need that. Now we have the crit hit chance, the 3.4x scope on, the 20 round magazine, and the link laser pointer obviously. And then we got the muzzle brake. This is the crit hit chance muzzle brake, all right? So those are our two weapons we're gonna be mainly using. Pistol, you can go Regulus if you have it, or D50 if you don't. Hit Liberty, it doesn't matter. I typically do not use the pistol on this build. All right, so we went over all that stuff. We talked about the chest piece. Let's go over the rest of the pieces. So for our mask, my mask is a Walker Harris. It's 5% weapon damage. That's a nice piece to have. We got weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and I have a crit hit damage mod on this one. Then the backpack is a Grupo Sombra. Weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage mod. We're starting to see a little pattern here. For our holster, it's a Cheska holster, weapon damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage, right? This gives you 10% crit hit chance, and I forgot to mention that the Grupo gives you 15% crit hit damage. Now for our gloves and knees is basically contractor's gloves with crit hit damage on them. You get LMG damage, we don't really care, but it's nice to have this damage to armor, which is multiplicative, so that is good to have. And then as well as the Fox Prayer's knees, which is 10% rifle damage. We do have a rifle, so it's nice to have that. Weapon damage, damage to targets out of cover, which is also multiplicative, and crit hit damage. Now, you've seen what I had for all my attributes and my mods, and the reason for that is because we want to hit that crit hit chance cap of 60% with our main, which is our AR. Now, my rifle is 50%. Like I said, we could go with the M1A CQB and get 55%, but what we really care about is our AR, which is going to be our weapon we mainly use. 60% crit hit chance maxed out, which is pretty good. And then 156 for crit hit damage. Now, for our skills, we're going to Reviver Hive. For the mods on the Reviver Hive, the only real important one is this one, the extra revive armor when you come up. The rest of them, duration and range, doesn't matter. We're not going to use it really like that. I mean, if you're running teammates, it's good for that. Duration doesn't matter. Range is decent. And the Crusader shield for our right peeking. We go shield health. I got shield health, and we got holster regen. 4.95% would be nice to have. I haven't gotten it yet. And that's really it for the build. Grenade for the grenade, it's just a concussion grenade. Doesn't matter. Choose whatever you want. Concussion grenade's a good one to go with. And that's it, guys. So that's it. Let's go ahead down to the range and let's shoot some bullets and show you what the damage it does. All right, guys. So here we are at the range. I have it set to named. About 5 yards away, just so we don't miss our body shots. Everything's set up there. So let's just kill take a couple targets out and see what we got for damage. Now remember, these are all body shots. So with all that done, we got about 8.2 million DPS, which isn't pretty good. Last damage hit, that's not really, doesn't matter. But that's the number we really care about. Your DPS is pretty good, 8.2. We can get higher DPS with different builds, but that's pretty good just for a regular basic build. All right, guys, now let me show you some alternate versions of this and stuff and what you can do to play around and just get slightly different builds out of a lot of the same pieces. All right, now for some alternate builds. What's really cool about this build, changing just a few pieces, we could do kind of some neat builds. So the first one I'll show you is one of my favorites, is Negotiator's Dilemma. So we're gonna put the Negotiator's mask on, Negotiator's backpack, Negotiator's gloves, and we're gonna go with knees, Negotiator's knees. And right there, so we haven't put our mods in yet. We're gonna take this mod out for now. These would essentially be all crit hit damage mods, but you can see even with just this, and we look at our stats, we have 40% crit hit chance on this and 57 on this. If we put a mod in here, it would put us to 63%, and that's actually just a waste. So that's pretty good right there. And if you look, I got so what do we have? Negotiator's Dilemma with crit hit damage. We'll put a crit hit damage mod in there. We have crit hit damage again. The gloves have crit hit damage, and the knees have crit hit damage as well. All right, so that's pretty easy. Now we just put crit hit damage mods in here, and we're ready to rock and roll. So we kept the same weapons and these two same pieces. The Cheska holster is really important because of it has the 10% crit hit chance as its first having one piece. And then we want the backpack for Negotiator's Dilemma because it gives us the critical measure. So instead of 60%, you transfer 100% damage. So that's really cool. So that is your ND build for that. So just using these exact same pieces. All right, now I'm going to show you one more. All right, so we're still set up for ND. So we simply just change these pieces out, and we'll go Striker's Battle Gear, right? So we can change all these pieces of Strikers, and then gloves to Striker, and knees to Striker. Now we have ourselves a Striker set. So we look at our damage. We got 44, and then we set this over to 54. So what we could do is go back to our chest, put our let's put our crit chance on this again. Let's just find it real quick. There it is. All right. So now if we look at our stats, we're at 50% on our rifle and 60 on our AR. So not looking too bad, right? And that is our battle gear. So these two, so let's just look at it real quick. My mask has crit damage and a crit hit damage mod. My backpack has crit chance. The backpack has crit chance, which it must need because Negotiator's Dilemma actually gives you some crit hit chance as this two piece. So we have crit hit chance on the backpack with crit hit damage. The gloves have weapon damage and crit hit chance. And then the knees have weapon damage and crit hit damage. All right, so that gets me up to the 60%. So now you have Striker's Battle Gear, and the reason we use the backpack, not the chest, the Striker's chest, we don't want to use that. The backpack increases our stacks from 0.65 to 1%. The chest gives you, I think it goes from 100 stacks to 200 stacks, and it's just hard to keep this 200 stacks. Yeah, so you get 100 stacks of the damage buff, 200 stacks of the chest. Things die so quickly it's really hard to keep it up, so you're better off keeping that the chest piece we have. So there you go. There's the alternate builds, guys. And then remember, you can always save them in your loadout section. I don't really save those ones because I can easily just switch to them if I want to. So the last thing I do want to mention though is that now I did show you the pieces. So you want the gloves and the knees. Those ones are. But any one of these pieces can be Grupo Sombra, Fenris, Walker Harris, or the Cheska. But like I said, I think having Fenris and Cheska as one of these two pieces is kind of the way to go. So those are the builds. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions. If you'd like to see more content like this, then please smash the subscribe button. And also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'd be happy to answer any questions live on stream. Till next time, agents, happy hunting.